Welcome to the 2020 Moline High School National Honor Society ceremony to honor this year's senior members. This year has been like no other, and I hope that all students, their families, and friends are doing well during this time. During this ceremony, we will hear from our principal, Mrs. Teresa Sanders. We will hear from our student leaders, President Deborah Mbombo, Vice President Stephen Klum, Secretary Kayla DePorter, and Treasurer Michaela Rangel. The NHS chapter at Moline High School is named after Harold P. Griffith, and we will hear from his son, Jeff Griffith. Finally, we will have a reading of all the members of this year's senior class. Thank you.
What is the point of going to school? Better yet, what is the point of hopping on a Zoom meeting and making an effort to finish all of your online assignments? During these strenuous times, it is hard to find the motivation to excel as we once did. With distractions from family, social media, and even work, having an incentive to do schoolwork is a challenge we are all facing. We often find ourselves asking if it is even worth it anymore. Our school year has been taken from us, so why should we care? Why do we bother? Well, the truth is, we make an effort because we know we have to. It is not because of the good grades or a high GPA, although those don't hurt. It is simply because of the desire to learn and acquire new knowledge. Scholarship. It isn't just something we receive at the end of our NHS journey, yet it is a quality that we all possess. Because of the countless hours spent focused on school in and out of the walls of Moline High School, our tenacious attitudes, and our ambition to obtain intelligence, we are all scholars. We understand that the purpose of school is to guide us in our pursuit of knowledge. We may not be aware of where that knowledge is taking us. However, we know that it is essential on our path to success. In the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become head of the mine, that a child of farm workers can become the president of a great nation. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. We should applaud ourselves for our commitment to hard work. Our induction into the National Honor Society is a testament to our diligence, persistence, and dedication to scholarship.
Growing up, we were always told that our time in high school would be something we would never forget. While I doubt I will ever forget the fun that I had, it seems ironic that one thing I would probably remember the most is these last few weeks, time that has been spent outside of high school. It's already clear that these trying times will mold each of us into a slightly different person than we were before. We may become more grateful, more loving, more aware, or any combination of various traits. It's unfortunate that these changes are a product of adversity, but I believe we should take pride in the development of our character, whether it be over the last 4 years or the last 4 weeks. In order to reflect on how change in our character has left us a little wiser, it's crucial that we understand exactly what the word character means. Our character defines who we are as people, what we say, think, and do. It determines how someone acts regardless of the presence of someone else, dictating an individual's sense of morality and its application in our everyday lives. The present situation has forced us to make character-defining decisions. These choices can seem intimidating and prove difficult to make, but it is that exact struggle that strengthens our will to help each other. This effect is more visible now than ever, when in the face of a global pandemic, healthcare workers and first responders sacrifice their own safety to care for the rest of us. In a time characterized by isolation, our communities are overflowing with love and support for those most at risk. In a world bent on spending every second of every day out and about, people demonstrated integrity in their adherence to social distance guidelines. The list goes on and collectively demonstrates the impeccable character we strive to achieve. Even more difficult than demonstrating this level of character is finding the will to maintain it when the status quo does not require it. Without societal pressure and personal risk, admirable character often disappears. It is our battles that allow us to grow, adapt, and guide our moral compass. This means that moving forward, we must embrace our struggles, whether they be as massive as a global pandemic or as minute as holding the door open. Our obligation will remain the same, even long after this pandemic has subsided. It is a commitment of the most reputable character to aid our community our friends, our family, and most importantly, to guide us as individuals in our journey well beyond Moline High School. As we leave the ceremony tonight, I urge you to keep in mind the words of Helen Keller, who said character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Given the purpose of tonight's gathering, it is clear that our character has already developed considerably. But we live in a world that is neither quiet nor easy, a fact that is evident now more than ever, meaning that our commitment to each other is only just the beginning.
If there is one thing I have learned during my high school years, it's that leadership comes in many shapes and forms. Not everyone can show leadership in the same way, but that is not a bad thing. What I can say, though, is that everyone can show leadership and lead in their own way. I have personally experienced several opportunities for leadership growing up over the last 4 years, and all of us have experienced the pandemic where leadership by all of us will help us get through. One example of leadership through the high school is LINK. With this program, juniors and seniors lead by example and show the incoming freshmen a day in the life of a high schooler. We encourage them to make new friends, come in with an open mind, and most of all, have fun. The upperclassmen show the freshmen around the building, encourage them to participate in bonding activities, and most importantly, show them how to open their locker. As upperclassmen, there are many things that we have learned, and getting to share those different experiences with the freshmen is very rewarding. Another example of leadership is National Honor Society. National Honor Society allows its members to encourage other students to get good grades and focus more on school. There are a lot of fun things to come with going to high school, but the most important thing is obtaining a good GPA. National Honor Society praises those who can do all the fun things along with doing good at their schoolwork. The members of this group can use their leadership to encourage their fellow classmates and underclassmen to make sure to focus on their schoolwork. One final example of leadership is community service. Community service allows students to give back to the community. There are many different ways students can get community service hours. Community service allows the students to empower others to give back to the community as well. This type of service allows one to develop many different skills which can allow them to become a very important leader in the future. Leadership is very important because when it comes to going off into the real world, leadership is a skill that is valued by many, whether it be teachers, fellow classmates, bosses, or parents. Having this skill can truly help one become successful in the future of college or a job. Leadership skills are very important to obtain and are mastered when learned earlier in life. Everyone has their own way of obtaining leadership skills, but the most important thing is how you influence others to become a leader alongside you.
In my final moments of being a high schooler, it's easy to reflect on my personal achievements and honors. What have I gained from high school? What memories have I made? How has high school impacted me? Remembering all of the wonderful experiences Moline High School has provided me with is rewarding. But what I often forget to ask myself, like many others, is how I have impacted others through those experiences. Tonight, I ask all of you to view your experience in high school through the lens of service, a perspective that is especially relevant in our current circumstance. Service takes on a variety of meanings, but is generally defined as volunteering yourself to benefit everyone. The task of putting someone else's needs above your own can seem like a daunting idea. Removing our innate focus on our own well-being and shifting it to those around you is unnatural to us. But the reasons to prioritize others are plentiful. It not only ensures that everyone is cared for, but it offers dividends for our own success and quality of life. In this time, which is characterized by a need for help from others, it is easy to see how important service is. Vulnerability and fear often leave us at risk of placing an extra focus on ourselves, instead of seeking to create glimmers of hope for our community through serving them. The heroes being discussed on social media and by various news outlets derive their heroism from acts of service. The dedication to serve exuded by our community's essential workers is inspiring. They have no ulterior motives or selfishness, no way to achieve personal gains, yet they continue to work diligently so that our world can function as properly as possible. It's easy to voice gratefulness and hope as a result of these actions, which myself and millions of other people do regularly at this point. Yet we often forget that one of the most important takeaways from this heroic work is that it's being done by otherwise regular people. Even in the face of this pandemic, you do not have to be a superhero or any category of essential worker to serve them. Volunteering with local organizations and serving through virtual platforms are options that remain open to all of us and have a high demand for honorable individuals like those gathered here tonight. These actions may sometimes seem trivial, but so too did the work of delivery drivers and grocery clerks prior to the outbreak. In that perspective, no work is trivial when it has the intent of serving others. It is easy to focus on all of the things we hope to achieve, even beyond high school. But what is often more rewarding are the things we never expected to achieve and do. Service presents us with the opportunity to achieve the unexpected, reaching people and addressing needs we never saw accessible to us. Whether it be as you walk away from high school, graduate from college, retire from your job, or even as your life comes to an end, I encourage all of you to ask, not what do I have, but what did I change?
Hello. We would like to introduce our principal, Ms. Trista Sanders. We would like to thank Ms. Sanders for all of her support of National Honor Society and of ShareJoys, and for all of her hard work during this unprecedented and challenging times that we've had this year. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to be part of this NHS recognition. Mr. Harold P. Griffith was a Moline High School counselor and founded our chapter of the National Honor Society. Along with his wife Mildred, Harold P. Griffith also started this scholarship program, and their family has continued the National Honor Society Foundation, which awards scholarships to all senior members of National Honor Society at Moline High School annually. Awarding a scholarship to every senior from NHS is a very unique experience to our chapter. This is the 31st year that the Griffith family has awarded scholarships to all senior members of NHS. It is the 39th year that the family has raised money and given scholarships to NHS members. They have awarded almost $500,000 in scholarships to our chapter, and we are all very grateful to the Griffith family for this generous recognition of our students' efforts. Please allow me to introduce Mr. Jeff Griffith, son of our chapter's late founder, Harold P. Griffith, and the late Mildred Griffith, for a few comments.
Greetings. I am Jeff Griffith, Chairman of the Harold P. Griffith Chapter Moline High School National Honor Society Foundation Board. It is a privilege for me to be here virtually as we recognize the accomplishments and successes of an outstanding group of students. The students in this virtual Moline High School National Honor Society induction ceremony have exhibited excellence in the National Honor Society's 4 pillars of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Congratulations to all of the seniors and juniors in the 2020 Moline High School National Honor Society for achieving excellence. To the families, friends, and teachers of these students, I congratulate you for the support and encouragement you have given this fine group of students throughout all of their years of school. Your interest, guidance, and advice have all contributed to their success. I would like to recognize the first year Moline High School National Honor Society co-advisors, Mrs. Lisa Welvert and Mr. David Lindstrom. I thank both of them for all they have done to make it possible for the National Honor Society Foundation to be a part of this virtual National Honor Society induction ceremony. I would also like to thank Superintendent Dr. Rachel Savage, Moline High School Principal Trista Sanders, and the Moline Coe Valley School Board for their support. Thank you. Tough times never last, but tough people do. No one could have ever imagined how all of us would be living our lives today. COVID-19 pandemic, flattening the curve, social distancing, staying in place, quarantine, frequent hand washing, face masks, and many other words that were never prevalent in our daily vocabulary until a few short months ago. Although this has impacted everyone globally, I want to focus the next few minutes on the senior and junior 2020 Moline High School National Honor Society students. For the seniors and juniors, you are going through unprecedented disruptions in your lives recently. School is closed for in-person learning, so you are adapting to remote learning. While spring sports, theater, music, clubs, SAT testing, prom, and other activities have been canceled, postponed, or maybe changed to virtual. And the uncertainty of what lies ahead can be overwhelming. Emmy Award-winning legendary filmmaker Ken Burns offers the perspective that coronavirus will be comparable to the Great Depression, Civil War, and World War II in American history. How will this change us in these unprecedented times? Ken Burns suggests history tells us 3 truths about our ability to bounce back after something like this pandemic. Number one, we will get through this. Number two, things will be very, very different. And number three, we have to be mindful of those less fortunate than ourselves. Byrne says the pandemic crisis offers us, quote, an opportunity to reset, to get away from knee-jerk reactions, and shed several decades of bitter division, end quote. From the health perspective, the pandemic has already had a huge impact and unfortunately probably will for some time. And the negative economic impact will no doubt be felt for months or even years ahead. Now, specifically for the senior National Honor Society members, I empathize with all of you for what you have encountered since early March. Postponements or cancellations of college visits, prom, sports, theater, music, clubs, National Honor Society induction, convocation, graduation, and other events. I realize your disappointment and sense of loss, but I'd like to offer a perspective that may help you through this difficult time. The Moline High School class of 2020 is part of many things being done in a new way, and therefore you are making your mark on history. You have experienced unprecedented remote learning for half of a semester, virtual ceremonies such as this National Honor Society induction, lights on movement at Browning Field and the Moline High School Soccer Bowl on Fridays at 8 p.m., drive-by birthday parades, catching up with your friends on Zoom, virtual 5K and 10K running races, and yes, the Quad City Times Big 7 virtual race, the Burpee Mile, and many other new ways of doing things. The class of 2020 will always be remembered as the high school graduates of the year when the new normal began and new traditions were started. You have already achieved many successes, including you have exhibited the 4 pillars of National Honor Society: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. You have also created many good memories from kindergarten through 12th grade, and you have the technology to stay in contact with fellow classmates that have created these memories. So don't let your disappointment overshadow your successes and good memories. So in conclusion, seniors, there will be a new normal, and please embrace this change as we will get through this. As my 2-year-old granddaughter says, when something adverse or challenging happens, it be okay. Stay strong and remember, tough times never last, but tough people do. Thank you. In 1989, the Harold P. Griffith Chapter Moline High School National Honor Society Foundation was organized. Then that following spring, at the 1990 National Honor Society induction, the foundation began awarding scholarships to all senior Moline High School National Honor Society members. So this is the 31st year of the foundation awarding scholarships to all senior National Honor Society members. All 104 senior students in the Moline High School National Honor Society have outstanding academic achievements, and each will receive a $100 scholarship from the Harold P. Griffith Chapter Moline High School National Honor Society Foundation. There are 16 of these students that we would also like to give special recognition to at this time. The following 6 students have earned straight A's throughout high school: Deborah Arul, Banuteja Pujari, Michaela Rangel, Chloe Rouse, Amira Sadiq, and the final student that has earned straight A's all throughout high school is Genevieve Strasser. Congratulations and good luck to all of you. The following 5 students have received all A's except for only 1 B throughout high school: Colin Meyer, Kate Shaxter, Kamara Dickerson, Sam Monroe, and Madison Ray. Congratulations and good luck to all of you. The following 5 students have received all A's except for only 2 B's throughout high school: Aubrey Mozingo, Isaac Ruiz Hernandez, Bailey Kappen, Hannah Jepson, and Adam Klum. Congratulations and good luck to all of you. Again, all 104 Moline High School National Honor Society senior members have qualified to receive a $100 scholarship for their outstanding achievements, and we congratulate you. Your scholarship checks and certificates from our foundation are currently in the mail to each one of you. Although it will not cover much of your college expenses, the purpose of your scholarship is to give all of you your well-deserved recognition for your superior performance in the classroom, as well as demonstrating service, leadership, and character. Congratulations. Now, at the National Honor Society induction in 2014, to commemorate the 25th year of the foundation awarding scholarships, the foundation board created a new additional award. This award is called the Harold P. Griffith Scholar Award, in honor of the passion my father had for education. It is awarded to one senior National Honor Society member each year. This scholarship award is for $1,000 and is renewable for an award of 4 years of that student's college expenses, amounting to a total of $4,000. The scholarship criteria emphasize the 4 pillars of National Honor Society: scholarship scholastic achievements, requiring SAT score, percentile rank, and GPA, and student essay demonstrating excellence in service, leadership, and character. A staff letter of recommendation and a statement of financial need were also required. Many of the current senior National Honor Society members have gone through the application process, and the judging by both the screening committee resulting in their recommendation and the Moline High School National Honor Society Foundation Board has been completed. Without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to announce the 2020 recipient of the 7th annual the Harold P. Griffith Scholar Award is Chloe Rouse. Congratulations, Chloe, as you continue your education in the fall. We wish you the best of luck. Again, congratulations. Seniors and juniors, on behalf of the Harold P. Griffith Chapter Moline High School National Honor Society Foundation Board, congratulations and a virtual handshake to all of you on your achievements and successes, and good luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Griffith, for your kind words, as well as your support and generosity throughout the years of Moline High School's National Honor Society. It is now my pleasure to present the senior members of the Harold P. Griffith chapter of the National Honor Society. Now I will introduce our senior officers for the roll call of all second-year members. Again, congratulations.
Congratulations to our senior National Honor Society members. Nora Adele,
Winfred Afenaku,
Deborah Arul,
Rachel Brown,
Natasha Burke,
Mia Burrell,
Bryn Callahan,
Bailey Capin,
Brianna Castro,
Nicholas Castro,
Manuela Chavez,
Stephen Christensen,
Damian Cifuentes Marquez,
Michaela Creed,
Guadalupe Cuellar,
Isaac Daniels,
Madison Davis Chase,
Kayla DePorter,
Kamara Dickerson,
Man Dim,
Andrew Douglas,
Elizabeth Dyer,
Tristan Edwards,
Nicole Ellis,
Kelly Engels,
Lydia Evo,
Kylie Francescan,
Kelsey Frizzell,
Benjamin Frieden,
Julie Ann Glenn,
Beyonce Gonzalez,
Remington Greco,
Addison Hance,
Kenzie Harris,
Eli Hernandez,
Emily Howard,
Rihanna Hurt,
Isabel Jernigan,
Benjamin Clucky,
Adam Klum,
Stephen Klum,
Mason Lapazonic,
Renata Lara,
Gabriel Leroux,
Sydney Leixenring,
Emma Lamaster,
Joseph Lobb,
Emily Lopez,
Camila Martinez,
Maria Martinez Perez,
Deborah Mbombo,
Zachary McLeod,
William McLaughlin,
John Melton,
Colin Meyer,
Sophia Monica,
Sam Monroe,
Saucy Montan,
Roberto Morales Prieto,
Monica Mowry,
Aubrey Mozingo,
Erica Ojeda,
Cecilia Ortega,
Lauren Parker,
Emilio Perez,
Madeline Peterson,
Patrick Prey,
Taylor Puglisi,
Banuteja Pujari,
Jared Raber,
Brianna Ramos,
Karima Rangel Trimble,
Michaela Rangel,
Corey Regan,
Alania Reese,
Suri Krishna Vamsi Regala,
Madison Ray,
Jenny Rodell,
Cheyenne Rodriguez,
Amanda Rochamel,
Chloe Rouse,
Eliana Rowe,
Isaac Ruiz Hernandez,
Kate Shaxter,
Dylan Schooneman,
Ella Scratchfield,
Elena Shuck,
Amira Sadiq,
Greta Specht,
Jennifer Stickle,
Genevieve Strasser,
Macy Tashler,
Whitney Taylor,
Tessa Thompson,
Gabriela Torres,
Allison Van,
Zachary Wallace,
Madison Wenthy,
Lennon West,
Olivia White,
Dylan Weimers,
Kaylee Wise,
Lauren Woods,
Zoe Zelnio.
Congratulations, graduates.
Graduates.
Thank you again to the Harold P. Griffith National Honor Society Foundation. The NHS Foundation is giving each of our seniors $100 scholarships and awarding the Harold P. Griffith Scholar Award tonight. We would like to thank the Griffith family again for their generosity. Thanks to all the staff, administrators, board members, parents, and families for all that you have done to honor and recognize our National Honor Society senior members. Good luck, seniors. We know you will accomplish great things.